Alright guys, hello and welcome to my Bolskudon monster review. He is the current PvP monster and he is in the Dragon's Book, which would usually be pretty nice as we have no good monsters in the Dragon Book, but sadly he follows this order. I've only seen a really bad skill sheet for him. I'm not sure if maybe they changed some of his skills, he's not as bad. I want to be hopeful, but we'll see. So, he is a Nature and Thunder monster from the Abyssal era. Already his trait is not looking good. It's hard for Bolskudon to make friends. First of all, he's completely unpredictable. No one can trust him. Second, whenever someone tells Bolskudon that, he expresses his disagreement by frying them with lightning. Maybe that's why this powerful druid has never found a tribe to call his own. Alright, so he's just not a family guy. His finisher, Draconian Therapy, deals massive thunder damage to all enemies, applies toxins, Mega Stun, and Shock. I really wish he would have done Toxins first so that massive damage would have done more damage. But the weird thing about this guy is that he's not an attacker by any means, so it's really random to have massive damage on his finisher. But the Mega Stun and Toxins is nice because it'll just allow your attacker and all your... So with this finisher mentioned, let's go over his traits. At rank 0, you have Immune to Daze, one of the most infamously useless traits. Anytime you run across Daze, it's not even like the beginning of your problems. Like Daze, this is clearly one of those monsters who is only ever going to find any use in the beginner's meta. Alright, because Daze is not something you really need to be immune to. It's also one of those things where immunity to Daze and Precision Status Caster both kind of conflict each other because they do practically the same thing, which is saving you some accuracy against like accuracy reduction. Although I think it's just good that he has Precision for fighting like monsters with Hardened, Tough, and Bulwark. At rank 1, he has Attuned, and it's not Super Attuned. Super Attuned has a lot of use, giving you 50 points of stamina, which can actually be enough to make a difference. Attuned is just 15 points of stamina. It's not even noticeable on monsters' current like 180 stamina limit. So honestly, he has one of the worst traits I've seen out of this era, and that is saying a lot. So let's see if his skills can give him anything that his trait clearly isn't. He's a Nature and Thunder monster. Yeah, I'm not too excited. I had said before I had read a skill sheet that was very bad, and looks like, sadly, that might be true. He's a Barbarian, and in the Dragon books, sadly, it looks like he won't be a new good Dragon pick. Maybe you just need him to complete, like, Chieftain Alaroke's Dungeon and get Spear of Destiny, but that's the only time I can see you using this monster, I'll be honest. Let's check out his skill set. First, let's feed this guy to level 100 and see what he can do. So, boom. Alright, and level 100 reached. So, we have Paralyzing Therapy. Deals low thunder damage to all enemies, applies shock to all enemies. Alright, 1 turn cooldown, 34 stamina. This is just your spammable shock. Pretty, maybe... I could see you justifying this because infinite extra turns are so powerful and so prevalent in the meta that maybe you want a really easy to apply shock skill, but it looks like he has a lot of shocking. So I don't think you really need this. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Then you have Barbarian Remedy, applies precision and life regeneration to itself. Kind of nice to have self-sustain, especially on a monster like this who doesn't have too much else to show for it. I do like the regeneration. I do like that it's on a 1 turn cooldown, 32 stamina. I wish they could have thrown in a stamina regeneration, but, you know, that might be asking for too much. It's just a nice little self-sustain move. Then we have Tribal Spells, deals moderate nature damage to one enemy, applies vulnerable. Alright, 0 cooldown, so as long as you have 28 stamina, you can spam this. Single vulnerable isn't the most powerful, but it's nice. It can multiply your damage. It can make the difference. Maybe you set up for, like, your attacker's damage. And then we have Draconian Druid. Deals moderate thunder damage to one enemy, applies shock to one enemy. Also on a 0 cooldown, 24 stamina, almost spammable. Now we're going to get into his main skill set, and it looks like he is, yeah, this even more than anything shows why he should not have massive damage for his finisher. Look how low this is. But he's not an attacker, as I said, so let's see what he can do. Shock Therapy deals very low thunder damage to one enemy, applies shock to one enemy, gives 1 extra turn to itself. So this is clearly just a tap, you know, you do this, boom, you give them shock just to, like, lower the cooldown on the rest of your skills. Like, look, this is a 3-turn cooldown, this has a 3-turn cooldown. Let's say you do this move, and then boom, it's a 2-turn cooldown. It's just kind of there for you to cycle, 1 turn cooldown, 36 stamina. It's pretty spammable, so I'm definitely going to suggest that if you run this, have a stamina, like a staff. I believe he has to have a staff, right? So yeah, definitely bring like Merc's staff or something to also give him an extra dot. But that's just to, help you cycle. Then we have Drake Jolt. All right. Deals very low thunder damage to one enemy, applies stun, and gives 1 extra turn. All right, so he has 2 extra turns, 1 tap with shock and 1 tap with with stun. So this could be pretty good with the AoE, I'll be honest, because let's say you're fighting like dodge area monsters, like you're fighting Omnia and 2 allies without dodge area. Boom, you do the extra turn skill and you give Omnia stun. Then you do the AoE stun. There's a little bit of synergy in there. And that tap, who knows, maybe it helps you kick in a relic twice. So that's not the worst, although the shock is pretty useless. It's just to help you cycle. Then you have Weakening Potion. Deals moderate nature damage to all enemies and applies vulnerable to all enemies. 42 stamina, 2 turn cooldown, pretty high stamina cost. Cooldown is whatever. This is just your setup skill. Let's say like your attacker is going to go next and he's already going to instant kill, or you think he has the ability to instant kill. I just do vulnerable to set up that damage, or stun, to open up the field for the enemies, which brings us to his last skill, Drake Spell, which is just his AoE stun. Although the weird thing about this is that it has the unreasonable cost of 48 stamina, 3 turn cooldown. This is a very high cost for just a stun. He doesn't do anything other than that in this skill, so I wouldn't... I'm going to give this monster the Omni-Crab thumbs down. I don't think you're ever going to use this monster outside of doing the Barbarians dungeon, and he is definitely not the good dragon pick that you have been waiting for. His best skill set, I'm going to say, is this. So you have that little bit of sustainability, you have that stun, and then AoE stun synergy for fighting dodge area monsters, and then you have that vulnerable just to help set up for your monster's attacks. But I don't think you're going to use this monster like ever. I don't even want to unlock his rune slots. But I have my team already practically set up for this guy. So I'm just going to play it out. So boom. Boom. Take him out into PvP. Shadonia is the perfect ally for monsters like this who are really bad at what they do and just need that extra kick. So let's go. Bolskudon. So first we got to get Bolskudon in here, the monster of this monster review. Where is he? Wait, is he not Abyssal Era? He is. Right? Where? This is weird, right? Boom, nature. Oof, alright, so I might have to... Oh, I already have him on my team. Okay, so I'm just going to replace you with an attacker. Just have a little bit of synergy to make things go by faster. Going to have it be an anticipation monster. Alright. Boom. Just any old sword will do. Alright. Boom. I want to give you Torvak's Mask. I want to give you Shadonia's Essence, of course. And I don't really think you need this. I needed it for my master skill strategy just to showcase what he can do with Tyrant's ideas, which I've actually unlocked, guys. I can't wait to play through with it. But for this case, we're just going to go Stamina Relics. So Idaho's Longevity. And I'm going to give you Merc's Staff, as I said before, just for that little bit of damage to stack up one more dot in his arsenal. And, of course, Antlerian's Amulet. This is just so powerful. And without further ado, let's see if I can showcase this monster at all. And keep in mind, he's got no potential on his own. Like, this is one of those monsters that unless this was your first monster, I don't think you'd ever purposefully use him. So, yeah, and he doesn't come with any mechanic that makes him special compared to anyone else. So on top of that, I don't know. Honestly, he's just a really downgraded version of Alchemistic. Like, I enjoyed using him even more than this. And, alright, so look. Even without precision, this is another good showcase. Alright, so we're facing a monster with Hardened. So we're going to do this infinite extra turn. No, I always say infinite extra turn because it's like such second nature. We do the extra turn stun and then boom. Let's say if I had done this and it wouldn't have landed against him, that would have been annoying. So I did the extra turn first and boom, he got stunned. Now I'm going to stun to all. Alright, boom. Seems like a pretty flawless match, although this makes him look a lot better than he is. This is only because Shadonia is the most OP like denial multiplier ever. Like her plus any given denier is a super powerful combo. You can't really owe that to him. All right, so boom, stuff recharges. You live, good, good. All right, so then we're just gonna, let's say I want to do stun first, and then I want to give you vulnerable. Then I just go ahead. Boom, and then, oh, I can't stun. I don't have a shock skill. I'm just gonna heal myself from the damage I took. Then boom, I'm just gonna have her finish her off. Boom, boom. If I had that light hater, it would make it even easier. So boom and kill. All right. So he's only good. No, I can't. He's just really bad. I'll be honest. He's an extremely basic denier who's only slightly better than a monster with just an AoE stun and just an AoE vulnerable. He's got one extra turn with stun, so that maybe you can use this and get around, monsters with bulwark. Maybe you can use this, and just that little bit of sustainability could make the difference when you're doing a barbarians dungeon, because there's quite a few and they're quite hard without any good monsters. But I just don't think this is a monster you're going to use in any term, and that it's not a monster you're going to feel bad for missing out on. So boom, wow, they are really draining my stamina. So boom, boom. We have another pretty good example right here. So I'm going to turn transfer to you. I'm going to go for that extra turn stun. It misses. All right, and then I go again. Boom, it misses twice. So it wouldn't have missed if I had his status caster precision at rank 3, I will say. But that's the only thing I can imagine you're using that extra turn for, and cycling back into that AoE. So I'm just going to return transfer to you. I'm going to vulnerable, just multiply the damage for my attacker. Then I'm going to kill you guys. Boom. All right. You guys are going to take a pretty nice hit from all these dots. And, the damage weakness, the vulnerable plus magic weakness plus curse is an extremely powerful combo. I'm kind of surprised that this magic user, this magician, druid, which is kind of like a wizard, but of the natural elements is how I think of it, doesn't have the magic element, but So boom, we're just going to kill you. No, I'm just going to take this opportunity to stun you again. So boom, you see this is 2 turn cooldown. This is 3 turns, so you would do this to cycle back into that. Or you could, as always, just keep applying that vulnerable. Just have that little damage boost for your attackers, and boom, kill. So I don't think there's much more to showcase. It's a very simplistic monster in what he does. I don't think that you're going to use this monster if you're a beginner, because if not, he doesn't actually have any real viability. So that's going to be about it for this monster review. Hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy this video, please consider leaving a like. It helps the video in the algorithm, and it helps it get to other people who might also enjoy the video and find it helpful. Please leave a comment. Leave your thoughts on this monster down below. Do you think he's worthless? Do you think beginners are even going to like him? I don't know. Leave your thoughts on him down below, because I'm very uninterested, to say the least. Subscribe to join the Crab Army. We have reached 400 subscribers, and we are only on our way up. So thank you all so much for that. That is beyond a dream, and I want to hit 500 subscribers before summer, and I think the Crab Army can do it. So thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you found it helpful. I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you in the next one. That's about it. Your favorite Omni-Crab, signing out.